All right, we're back again.
Welcome back, ball knowers.
It's been a little bit. What, like 3 weeks or something?
Something like that.
We
You know,
missed
we had
a
to
lot of the
we had to
free
let the
agency
free
moves.
agency marinate a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. That's we were doing that on purpose, actually. Just getting our thoughts in about the free agent moves. Before we get into it, though, we gotta address the Twitter beef.
Oh,
Uh,
the
I
what's going
tweeted
on?
about golf courses being looped into the data
Oh,
center agenda. You
oh
said they're
yeah.
terrible for the environment, but
They
I like
use
to
a lot
golf.
of they use so much water.
I know, but at least you're outside. You're walking around, and the water's for the grass and the trees and shit. It's not for
It's true. It's
AI
true. I mean, it's,
slop.
it's better than data centers. I mean,
Yeah, it's
like
way better.
data centers have like a practical use, obviously. Like they're used to store information. Like we need some data centers, but the problem is how many of them are being built.
I mean, we don't need like as many golf courses as we got, but some of them. I'm
Well, we
getting
live
into
in
this whole golf
we
thing,
live
and
in
I
the
I love it.
golf course capital of the freaking world, basically. I mean, our state that we live in has the most of the U.S. Like I think we have like 700 or something like that.
Jeez.
So yeah,
I mean, yeah, I'm liking this golf thing. I suck. I suck really bad at it, but
have you been playing this summer?
yeah, I've gone out a few times. My girlfriend likes to come sometimes too.
Okay,
Uh, but yeah, I went to my first like I don't know step up course a couple days ago, and yeah, I'm not good enough to hang. I got to let everybody play through because I take like 7 or 8 strokes most holes to finish.
I mean, golf's fucking hard. It's like the hardest fucking sport to play.
It's like when you get a good shot, that shit hits like crack. I mean, like I could be playing bad for hours, and then like I get one straight shot where I get good lift on the ball, and it's like all worth it.
Yeah, but anyways, this free agency shaping up. Well, I guess not really shaping up. It's kind of already shaped up, but it's looking like pretty much like one of the craziest off seasons we've ever had in the
Yeah.
NBA. And I feel like we've been saying that a lot recently. And these off seasons just keep getting more and more crazy as we enter, or we've already entered this era of player mobility and players always being on the move and the second apron obviously playing into that also.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been in the player mobility era for a few years now, but the past couple seasons, it's like it comes from both sides now. Like front offices are way more willing to get off of their star players because they just make too much money.
Yeah,
So
well, it's like nowadays these guys who are like the big contract, bad stats guys, like they would just never get traded back in the day, I feel like, and they would just be good stats, bad team guys forever, like for 10 years.
mhm.
But nowadays, I mean, we saw Atlanta get off Trey Young, but I guess Washington just extended him anyways, so that one doesn't really mean much.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're seeing a lot of like B tier stars get moved just because they got signed to those huge supermax extensions. I mean, we just saw Jalen Brown get traded. We'll obviously talk about that in a little bit. Last offseason, it was not last offseason, 2 off seasons ago, it was Cat. I know he's an NBA champion, but like these guys that are good, but maybe not $60 million good, they're finding a team that, could use their services and they get moved instead of, just kind of wasting the rest of their career on a team that can't afford to build around them.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's obviously the second apron at work. I mean, when the second apron came out, what was that, 2023? I mean,
Yeah.
people were right away saying like that it was going to lead to big roster changes and big team building changes and an era of like crazy parity and like where cores can't stay together like they could have in years past. Because like I remember when it first came out, like I listened to Bill Simmons' podcast, and that's all he was complaining about. He thought that was going to happen, and he was right. Because we're entering this, for better or worse, this era where there's a lot of parity. There's probably a lot more chances for teams in like the 5 to 15 best team in the league range to really like shake things up and make a run, because I feel like
Yeah.
in years past, it's just these contenders. Like, there were lots of seasons where you go into the regular season, it's going to be the Warriors and the Cavs, it's going to be the Heat and the Spurs or whatever. And it's really not like that anymore at all. So,
Yeah, I think it's for the better for the most part. Like you can get these teams that are maybe one guy away from moving up into the contender tier. Um, and then on the other hand, you got teams that probably will never contend, so they're more willing to give up those guys that are better fit for a contending team. So I think it's really cool that we get to see more teams being able to build a championship roster. But on the other hand, like teams that make it to the top, like go ahead and win a championship, they're kind of punished for putting a good roster together and even like drafting well, like the Thunder. Like they drafted all their guys and they traded for Shea in his rookie year, and now they're forced to, sign those guys to huge extensions, and they're
yeah, I
paying
mean,
for it. It's a
OKC's
Hall of
already
Fame team.
unloaded 3 players this offseason. So,
I love those moves, by the way.
yeah, and what do you think the most recent move is Lou Dort getting traded to Atlanta? I think the deal was a little more complex than that, but that was the main thing is Dort's out of there. And to another team that just like, needs more ball handlers, I guess. And I don't know how he's going to fit there, but I think Risa Shea got shipped out. Where did he get traded to
He
again?
went to Dallas,
That's right, Dallas. Well,
so
I mean,
he's
he's got to be the only number one pick I can ever remember to get like traded 2 years into his rookie deal.
yeah. I was gonna say it is not a good sign when on your rookie contract you get traded as the number one pick. When did Anthony Bennett first get traded?
I don't know.
But I guess I
I
wasn't
don't.
like
I
a
don't think he got
football
traded
watcher
just
when that
because he
happened.
was like he wasn't even an NBA player by like his second year. He was
Yeah,
already in the G League. So
crazy shit, man. Do
yeah,
you want
I
to get
guess
into the moves?
let's talk about the Jalen Brown trade,
Yeah, let's do that.
because that was the most unexpected. That was the craziest, and it ends up being Jalen Brown to Philly for Paul George, 2 firsts and 2 seconds, and wow, like that was obviously shocking when it happened. Like, because I didn't have an inkling of idea that was going to happen. I don't think anybody did. And I guess it's this thing. Jalen Brown and the Celtics just had too big of a rift between them,
Hmm.
and they just thought they'd be better off without him. So
Yeah, I agree. It was a very shocking trade. And then the aftermath, there's a pretty nasty discourse about Jalen Brown afterwards, like
I
saying he's not even a
honestly
top
like,
50
yeah.
player. Colin Cowherd said he's got a disease where he thinks he's the smartest person in the room. That was taking the Jalen Brown hate a little bit too far. But I would say like in terms of how people feel about his talent as a basketball player, like his value has never been lower right now.
No,
Like
yeah, and I
coming off
think
his
they were
best
just
season.
they were partly worried with him about like now that they had the year where he was the first option and he averaged like 28 or 29 or whatever, like is he going to want to be that guy every game now? Like is he going to be willing to go back into the role he used to be in with, Tatum and everybody?
Yeah. I think that would have been pretty rough. And I was watching a video on the way home talking about the Jalen Brown trade. And I don't know, like having a different perspective on it is kind of helpful. Like this is a better Celtics team than it was this past season now. Like you're changing your number one star from Brown to Tatum, and now you
Oh
have
yeah.
Paul George as like a good
I think
shooter.
I think the Celtics will be better going into next year just cuz they signed Mitchell Robinson also.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It's hard for
um
me to say that this is a better team than the championship Celtics, though, because it's not.
oh no,
You
they
are
don't have
getting rid of
they
him.
don't have a Porzingis or anything.
Yeah.
But I guess for the Celtics, like I automatically I was thinking like, how does this make any sense for them? Trading for old washed up PG, and like because like the problem with Brown, and like the thing that you'd maybe trade Brown for was because he just makes so much money. but that doesn't really matter because Paul George also makes a ton of money. Like he makes like the same. But he does have one less year on his contract. So I think he's Paul George has two more versus Jalen Brown had three more. So that gives them a lot more flexibility next year to shake the team up again if they want to.
Yeah, totally. And it also just comes with, like, with Paul George being on the team, you've got a guy who knows he's not like this
I don't think
primary option.
he's not bad either. Like
No,
Paul
he's
George
not
is
bad.
still pretty good. Like
He actually had a great run after
he
he
had a
came
great
back
playoff
from his
series against
suspension.
Boston.
Yeah,
So
he's crazy. Well, like, what does this mean for Philly? Like, you think they can be like a true contender with Jalen Brown now, or is he not really going to fit?
I'm not worried about fit. Just because I think like just throughout the regular season, them having Maxi plus Jalen Brown plus VJ, and then like Embiid, like in every once in a while Embiid, like I think that's more than enough options to just like coast through the regular season because like that's just so many guys who are so talented at scoring the basketball. I do worry about their depth and their bench. If I was going to worry about anything, that's what that would be. I
Yeah,
hope they sign LeBron. Like honestly, if LeBron can go anywhere, I want him in Philly.
I don't know. I don't want to see him on a new team in his last season. I think he's got to go to either Cleveland or Miami to
Ugh,
finish it out.
I don't want to see him on Cleveland, bro. That's
It's
gross.
probably going to
It
happen.
just makes me want to throw up.
Get ready, buddy. He's retiring in Cleveland.
Makes me want to throw up to think about him playing on this Donovan Mitchell, James Harden bum ass team.
He could fix them. He could fix them. He could be the missing
Maybe
piece.
5 years ago, man. I don't know.
I don't know. Current Braun is still,
Yeah, he's still a top 20 player for sure.
yeah,
Top 15 maybe when he's like moving like he should be.
yeah. I think for Philly, it's kind of huge for them that they have a guy that's gonna play 70 plus games because PG he played what like 30 games last season.
Yeah. Yeah, he had the suspension. And then he's just in and out of the lineup all the time with injuries. That's not a problem with Brown.
Yeah, it'll be good
He's
for them to have
very
that
dependable.
consistency. Yeah,
And he can play 35 plus minutes and like handle the ball. So I think
right.
it's a great move for Philly too, because like I mean, if this move falls in your lap, you should take it. I guess really the most shocking part about this is just the fact that it's Boston sending their revered star to Philly, historic rivalry between those two cities and
Yeah,
the organizations. So definitely not something they probably would have done in the '80s. I feel like.
I think yeah, that's very true. I just think the most shocking part of the trade isn't that Jalen Brown got traded, is that Philly got off of Paul George's contract and arguably became a better team.
And they didn't have to pay any picks to get rid of it too. So
Yeah, like that's a dream. That's a dream situation if you're a Sixers fan. Like you thought you're stuck with this horrible contract for the rest of Embiid's career, for the last couple of years of Paul George's career,
do you
and you
think
end up getting off of it and getting a better player. It's honestly kind of crazy.
do you think the Celtics were too hasty in moving Jalen Brown, or was this like one of the best deals they could get? You think?
Let's be real. This is probably one of the best deals they could have gotten because for this entire season, like you can assume that once Jalen Brown started playing like an MVP, like pre-trade deadline, they were getting some offers, and they're probably thinking like if a good offer comes across the table, they're taking it because they're not competing with while Tatum's rehabbing from an Achilles tear. So this is probably the best offer they were given all year.
And now the path is cleared for Peyton Pritchard to become the best ISO scoring guard in the NBA.
Hey, they're planning on him having a Brunson leave. That's what I've heard.
I mean, I love Pritchard. I mean, I don't know if he could ever touch the heights of Brunson, just because, like, as tiny and fat headed as Brunson is, like, he is incredibly athletic. And
Yeah,
that obviously is part of why he's so good. And Pritchard has that same level of skill, insane shooter, insane ball handler, but I just don't think he's quite as athletic as Brunson.
Yeah, the Brunson leap is like a really special thing that happened. Not every small guard who gets a bigger opportunity is going to make that leap, and that's okay. But you can't be expecting that as a Celtics fan. If it happens, like good for them, but I don't think it's necessarily going to happen.
I guess what should we talk about next? The Jaw trade. We could
I
talk
want to
about the
talk about
Jaw.
the Ja trade because honestly, I think that if Ja wasn't so butt for the last couple of years, that would have been like a huge shocker. But everyone knew he was gonna get moved. But for I know his value's down, but Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray, straight up for Ja, that's a wild package. That's nothing.
Bro, Portland. I don't even get this for Portland either because I
You got to
guess
make that trade if you're Portland, honestly.
he might help, but like that lineup, I saw. I think I saw that they're planning to start him next to Dame when he comes back,
Oh
and like that
gosh.
is gonna be the grossest lineup of all time. If
Welcome,
one of those
welcome
guys
back,
is a
Dame
shooting
and
guard,
CJ.
it's either 35-year-old post Achilles Dame or just 180-pound jaw. Like that's gonna be barbecue chicken, man.
Yeah, I mean, how do they not learn from a Dame and CJ backcourt?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess the intention. I guess they didn't give up a lot because Jeremy Grant's like a negative asset and Chris
Right? Yeah, that's
Murray's
what I'm thinking.
a small deal. So I mean, I was they're not necessarily locked into keeping Ja long term, like giving him a new contract. But honestly, I think they're going to. If Ja wants to be there, they probably will.
I
So we're
just
we're just
think
gonna have the Ja plus Denny duo for the man. You know
they're
that
calling
meme
it
where
the
it's
most explosive duo in the NBA.
that meme where it's like I just cooked up some bullshit meme. Like that's exactly what a Ja Denny like duo team like going into the West. That's exactly how I
Yeah,
feel.
that's some bullshit right there. I don't know. As goofy as it is, I think if you're Portland's like that's just such a low risk, high reward situation. You don't really know what you've got with this roster right now. Jeremy Grant was, like you said, a negative asset, making way too much money for the services he was providing. And so you get to get off of that contract and, take a risk on whether or not Ja's really going to buy in and be a good player again. If he sucks, it's okay. He's got like a year or two left. You can get rid of him. But if he's good, I mean, you're getting an all-star in a city where you're probably not signing for or trading for that level of talent anytime soon. And for Memphis, I mean, that's kind of fucking huge getting that kind of locker room cancer cut out of the roster. Like
Yeah, and now
that's
you
kind of
got
sick.
you got Jeremy Grant to mentor Cam Boozer. No,
It's
I'm just
huge. I didn't even
I'm
think
kidding.
about that.
Dude, I'm kind of excited for Memphis hoops next year. Like it feels like a weird team to be excited about, but I'm excited to watch Boozer, Edie, and Coward. Like,
Boozer's gonna be special, dude. I'm
yeah,
telling you. He looks like such a good
he's
pro.
just so huge. His shoulders are so gigantic. Like he's already such a specimen. Like it's hard to imagine him not having at least like a benchmark, like all-star level player at his peak.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting in Memphis. I'll be curious to see what they do next season. Building
I guess
around
now it's time
Boozer.
to talk about the Kawhi trade, I guess.
Yeah. So, when I first put this note down when it first happened, I thought, well, cool for the Raptors, but it actually came out that this deal's not gonna go through until the aspiration investigation finishes. So if he like gets suspended or whatever, like the deal doesn't happen.
I have to imagine Adam Silver's gonna want to make this thing end by the time like the regular season rolls around, like in training camp and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but who knows? Who knows? Like we're not privy to these conversations.
Let's talk about it like it is gonna happen though, because
Okay.
my best bet is that it will end up going
So
through.
Kawhi back to Toronto. That's so weird, huh? I read online that Kawhi, like in his locations, like his destinations he wanted to go, like he also was considering San Antonio, but apparently
Whoa.
they didn't want him. Um, and it's just odd to think that Kawhi wants to go back to Toronto because I figured when he left Toronto back in 2019, I was like, okay, he just wants to live in Cali. You know, he's just gonna be a Cali guy his whole life. But I guess he's willing to, you know, go somewhere for these final prime years of his career to try to win, which is dope. I love when players try to do that. So
I think I think it's a cool move. If you like slid Kawhi on this current Raptors roster instead of Brandon Ingram and like put them back in the playoffs, like who's to say that's not a conference finals team? I think they beat Cleveland in that series. Probably beat Detroit. Like I don't know. They straight up could have made a conference finals if they did this move last season. So I really like it. You're replacing, Brandon Ingram, who's maybe not the greatest primary scorer in the league. You're replacing him with Kawhi, he's still got it
he
in him
just
to be
came
like
off he
aimbot
just came
mode.
off like a his historic career like efficiency season. So
I think he shot 50, 40, 90. Like
yeah, he's still quite good, obviously.
he's got fucking aimbot still. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna be a beast for Toronto. Him next to Scotty is gonna be pretty huge because Scotty is a really good like wing facilitator.
So they really traded two unprotected firsts for him though. That is quite hefty. Like as much as I love Kawhi, that is very hefty for a guy his age. And
Well, and with his injury history.
yeah, I'm less worried about that even at this point because he's been on the court for a couple of years now. But you know he just is old, and like Brandon Ingram, and Grady Dick. You know I'm obviously not upset.
Yeah,
I'm not losing sleep about
gonna
losing those
move me.
guys. But the two unprotected first is hefty. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Speaking of two unprotected firsts,
Hmm,
Walker Kessler.
4 firsts.
Holy crap, the Walker Kessler trade package ends up being like as big as the Giannis trade package almost.
Yeah, that's wild to
And
me.
it's just because the you don't this is why you don't trade with Utah. Don't do it unless you're the Grizzlies. Don't trade with Utah because like they're not gonna let their guys go without literally like taking everything you have. And the Lakers are desperate, and the Jazz knew that. And so they're like, oh, okay, we're holding all the cards here. We have a center. You have a superstar point guard who needs a center to be effective, and you don't have one. We've got all the chips. You've got to pay us everything you got. And Rob Pelinka was like, okay, fair enough. And he basically just wrote him a blank check
Dude, I
for
can't
their
argue with
asset
that.
haul, basically.
Yeah,
Two unprotected firsts, like the last first round picks that they have right now. Like I think they literally traded one of their ones that just freed up this year. You know, the one 7 years off.
yeah.
And I don't think Walker Kessler's bad. Like I think if you're the Lakers this offseason, you need to get a center that's good. So I think that in that sense it's a good move, but the price just does not fit the player. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. And he got a huge contract extension too.
yeah. And I
I
don't just once again like if he's healthy, if he doesn't blow up his knee again, I think he's worth that money. Um, but I also kind of worry. I kind of worry that he's not exactly like the perfect fit with Luca. Like I think the Lakers would have been way better off getting like Jalen Duren. Um, just because like Kessler's kind of like a slow-footed drop coverage big,
Yeah,
and
he's not an athletic rim
yeah,
runner like
he's not
Luka
like the
is.
kind of guy who's gonna like rim run with Luca. So I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna exactly work. But the Lakers are completely in on it. They're completely in on their big three of Luca Reeves and Walker Kessler.
This just isn't a core that's like
The
worth going
grossest
all in
part to
for.
me is still the Reeves contract. Like they overpaid him by like 40 million at least.
Did
And
you see that he took a pay cut and it was like $4 million
that's
total over the course
disgusting.
of his contract? It was like, whoa, buddy, whoa, how generous. We
He's already
can,
taken up like a third of the cap.
yeah, it's like one extra $1 million per year to spend on somebody. Like, buddy, I hate to break it to you, that's not doing anything.
So like yeah, before if they had done this Kessler trade and then signed Reeves to a more team friendly deal, maybe I wouldn't be doomering so hard, you know. But no man, I just this is the Lakers are gonna be back in the playoff mix at least. Like slightly more than they have been the last two
Maybe.
years, but God, I'm not I'm dubious to how this is gonna work out for them. Like I don't see them competing for a title in this West with those three guys as their main guys.
Yeah, it's hard for me to like really state how I think this is gonna go for them. Because on one hand, like Luca makes everyone around him look really good, just because he's such a generational passer. But on the other hand, I know Walker Kessler's good. I think he's very overrated. Like how it like I don't know what he brings to the table is very valuable, being a big defensive minded center. I just I don't know. You don't give up 4 first round picks. They have no trade pieces for the foreseeable future. So if a guy comes available that would be really good to put next to Luca, like what can they really do to acquire him?
Well, how do you think, or how do you feel about their other moves that they all made? The funny thing is like Rob Pelinka literally made like all the Lakers moves like within like an
In one
hour
day.
window.
Yeah.
Like he was just like playing 2K. He was just like fuck it, we're just gonna fill out the roster
We'll
right now.
sign
We're gonna be done
Mamou
for the offseason.
Kalashvili, Grimes, Sexton, and trade for Walker Kessler
I
all in.
think I think Mamu was a good value contract. I think he's good. He'll help.
Yeah.
But Grimes is probably an overpay, and I'm someone who likes Quentin Grimes and like wants him to succeed, but he's been kind of a volatile player his whole career. And then Colin Sexton is just tiny, and he's not that good at this point in his career. And with him and with Luca and Reeves, I kind of wonder like how he's gonna be effective. But he is a one of those players you could see maybe just like being a good bench player for the Lakers. But anyway, like those three guys, like okay, like I'm not really that moved either. Like
I just they're they're fine players. I think Luca will bring out the best in them. But at the end of the day, this is a pretty mediocre team in the Western Conference. So we're not going to be seeing, a far playoff run. It's just such a shame that this is how Luca's career is going to end up going. Because he had an excellent team around him when they went to the finals.
yeah,
And
they had
then
pretty much
Nico
figured it
Harrison
out.
ships him out.
They'd figured it out. Like he had such great chemistry with like Derek Jones and PJ Washington and Lively and Gafford, and like I just can't imagine why they'd ever want to get rid of that. Well,
It's
it's
such a
obviously
bummer.
because Adam Silver called Mary Madelson and was like, "Hey, trade Luca to the Lakers for ratings, please, and I'll give you the first overall pick."
I mean, it's I'd love to say that's for sure what happened, but I want to believe in the NBA that they wouldn't
It
do
just
something
feels
like
like
that.
it feels so obvious. It feels so obvious that
Yeah,
that's
I
what
mean,
happened.
if it was any other team but the Lakers, I'd be like, oh, that's just a stupid trade, but it's the fucking Lakers.
And just the fact that they get the first overall pick, like after that, and it's just like, come
It's
on,
such a
man.
bummer.
Like,
It's
do they
such a
think we're
bummer.
stupid?
They do. They do think we're stupid. But I choose not to think about that because I need my favorite league to be entertaining and not staged. So, should we talk about the Pistons? What our
Yeah,
offseason has
yeah,
looked
yeah,
like
yeah.
so far?
Well, I think in the last episode that was after the Isaiah Joe move and all that, but the Pistons' big signing of the offseason is John Collins. Yippee!
Beast mode.
Yeah, John Collins. Um, If I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched much John Collins basketball since he's been in Utah.
No, neither have I.
Mostly, I really just mostly remember him from games when we were playing them. Obviously, in the stat sheet, he shows up as a really efficient player, like over 40% from three last year, a good play finisher, and that's where I think he will be an improvement to Tobias. Like he's a better spot up 3 point shooter. He's a better play finisher, better like lob threat stuff like that. He's got that verticality, but I think he's got it. He's probably a step down defensively from Tobias, and just given the fact that no one's like tried to trade for him in like the last 3 years, he's been putting up these stats on Utah. Like I don't know how real those stats were.
Yeah, I was telling my dad because he asked me how I feel about John Collins. I had the same response. I haven't watched a lot of John Collins. Uh, I just told him like he might be a fake 3 point shooter. Like, sure, the stats say 40% from three, but he's probably wide open on a lot of those makes. And yeah, he'll be a good play finisher. I think the defense can be addressed now that he's in Detroit. Like, he's playing for a competitive team
We can
into a
hide it. Yeah, I
defensive
agree.
system. Like, I think he'll have a higher motor now that he's actually playing for something instead of on a tanking roster. We'll see how it goes. I think being next to someone like Cade makes it really easy for play finishers to flourish. I mean, look at Jalen Duren. He's a perfect example of that. I don't know. I really like the signing because it's not too much money. It's 3 years, 51 million. The last 2 years aren't even fully guaranteed. Well, I just think what's the worst that can happen with it, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Um, and I don't disagree with the Pistons like not wanting to re-sign Tobias. Um, it's just I was hoping that there would be some other move, some other secondary ball handler.
Yeah, I'm kind of left unfulfilled with how this offseason has gone. Like, I feel like we were promised like a little bit of something. Trajan seemed to acknowledge that there needs to be more done for a playoff setting, like whether that's get a second ball handler for Cade or more shooting or whatever that be. It sounded like those problems were going to be addressed. And so far, it seems like we've signed John Collins, we traded away Stu, didn't re-sign Tobias, and we didn't really make an effort to go get a ball handler, and it really just seems like this money is saved for paying
Well,
Jalen Duren.
besides a Corey,
And I'd love
yeah,
to see how Okori plays, but I just know that rookie guards don't always play that well in their first season, and what we need is, help right now for Cade.
yeah. But I saw reporting that the Pistons were involved in trade discussions for Kawhi and Trey Murphy and maybe it was one other guy. Maybe it was Kyrie Irving, but obviously he hasn't been traded yet. So, but the Pistons just weren't willing to pay whatever the price was, whatever the asking price was. And you look at the Toronto Kawhi trade, and you can get a rough idea of what it would have been. It would have been two unprotected firsts, a swap, 2 seconds, and probably like JD and some other player, maybe like Ron.
Yeah.
So I mean, two unprotected firsts is quite a lot for a late 30s player once again. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not too upset about that. I mean, I think Trajan's whole plan, like his whole gimmick since he's been our GM is just uh, retaining all your assets and your flexibility so that you just have the most flexibility as possible. And well, you know, it's kind of frustrating. It's uniquely frustrating just because this has just been such a theme for Detroit sports management recently and in recent
Yeah.
years. Like the Lions front office has been like this. The Tigers since the older Illich died have been like this, and now seeing the Pistons become like this, and they were kind of like that with Troy Weaver also. But we now finally have this guy with Cade. You know, we have this guy where we have a chance if we can give him the right team, and we're just not doing it right now. So
Cade, like, he actually has the chance to go down as our franchise's best player if we don't fuck it up. And it seems like, it's his career's not over yet. He's still young, and we're pretty early on in this Cade era still.
He's the
but it's
Pistons'
already
best
looking
player
like,
since Grant Hill for sure.
yeah, it's already not looking good for us setting him up for a good position to succeed, whether that's making the finals or winning championships or something. Because I took a look at the full roster on B-Ball reference, and it's not a bad roster. It's actually built pretty okay around Cade. Like, we got more shooters and we got play finishers. But we're severely lacking in shot creation. Cade is still the only shot creator on the entire roster. And that's just unacceptable if you want to be a top team in the East. And that's the whole reason, like, this team won 60 games last season and no one was really moved by that because you watch a team where there's one shot creator for all 48 minutes. It's just,
In your
it's
average game,
unacceptable.
like our second highest scorer could be any of like five guys with
Yeah.
like 13 points, you know. So
Like, JD is he's good. He's good for like 20 and 10 most of the time. Close to that. But like in the playoffs, when teams are like, "All right, 20 and 10 guy, go ahead and go get a bucket without Cade," he just can't do it. Which is why we
yeah.
need someone that can put the ball on the floor and go get a bucket. And that's not someone you're gonna find in the draft all the time. That's someone you got to go out and trade for.
Well, unfortunately, the Pelicans think Trey Murphy is like the second coming of
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So as well as like every other player in their core, I think the only guy that they're willing to trade is like Zion or DeJounte Murray, and it's like, okay, no one wants those guys. We want your good players.
Yeah, it's a bummer that the price to pay for guys that get you closer to contention is close to like 3 to 5 first round picks.
Yeah,
It's all right though. Maybe Ibuka Okori. He's that guy. He's a fucking
I sure
stud.
hope
He'll
so. I mean, I don't imagine he's going to be that guy until like at least like year three, though.
yeah
Unfortunately, because that's typically how it goes. But anyways, the Pistons also re-signed Kevin Herter on a pretty good deal. I don't hate that. Um, I'm sure that's like a fake 3 years. Anyways,
yeah I think it is, and I don't know. I think it's fine to give him a shot.
no, I like him.
Maybe he comes back to Kings Kevin Herter where he can actually shoot 40% from three.
He's a good team player.
Yeah.
I think definitely the reason he's around, I think at least, is just because JB likes him. Um, just because he's one of those players. He's like a coach. He's like a player coach. You know, he's been around for so long. He knows exactly what he's got to be doing, and he's good for the young guys too. So I'd say that's probably why. I don't hate that re-signing at all. And then, but the biggest thing that's still in the air with the Pistons is just this Jalen Duren contract situation. It's kind of been silence on that for weeks now at this point because I think the recent reports have just been saying that there's been no progress made by either side to get closer to a deal.
Yeah, I was at work today, and in my free time, I just looked up Jalen Duren contract, and like, yeah, there's no real reporting on what's happening. I'm worried that with our cap flexibility, he is gonna get his way with a contract. I would love for them to give him like a 1 or 2 year deal worth like 20 to 30 million annually. It's like, hey man, you think you're worth that much money?
There's no way he's
Go ahead and
accepting
prove
that.
it.
I
Well,
just feel like
I
if
just think we've got the leverage, you know?
I just feel like if he's gonna go that route of like a shorter deal, he's just gonna say fuck it and play next year on his qualifying and just hit UFA.
Yeah, I don't know. I think because then with the qualifying offer, we he has a no trade clause. So like if he's hooping, we can't really trade him at the deadline and get anything back. Maybe like give him like a 1 year 50 million. Say here, take your money. Go ahead and prove you deserve a long-term contract. I just really don't want him to get like a 200+ million dollar contract. That would suck. That would really suck. Like, give him a 1 year deal. Be like, buddy, you think you're worth that shit? Make
Well,
the playoffs again and hoop.
luckily, I think that the Pistons or Trajan is definitely not willing to give him that, and that's the reason why a deal hasn't gotten done yet.
Yeah.
Um, So I guess we've talked about that already. There isn't much new to say on the Duran situation, so we should probably just move on.
Yeah, we'll move on from that.
Obviously, Lou Dort traded. We talked about that. Heat signed Tim Hardaway Jr. Have the Heat signed any other guys? Have they got any other free?
I don't think so. They haven't really made a ton of moves after the Giannis trade, because I don't think they've got a ton of room to make.
Oh yeah, well they lost Norman Powell to Chicago.
And this Bulls roster is interesting.
It's so weird. The thing is though, Caleb Wilson is gonna be so fucking.
Dude, he looks like a stud.
Oh my god, he looked. I was telling you like when I was first telling you about him like months ago, because I saw him play at UNC and I saw like slight flashes of jump shots because he was hitting like post fades and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And now he goes into summer league and he's doing like hezzies, step backs, pull ups, like from deep. And this is like a 6'9", 6'10" guy, and he looks so fluid. It's so easy for him, and then he's so good at getting to the rim too. It's just like how is this not going to be one of the best players in the NBA? I don't know. I don't know if I'm overreacting to
I
summer league,
think
but I honestly think after I've seen these summer league games from him, I honestly think there's no world besides injury that this guy is not an all NBA player at some point.
I think he could still totally be like this all NBA player, be a stud. I just think you can't overreact to summer league games. Like you're playing guys that are fighting for like a two-way
I
contract. You're
know, I
playing
know.
guys that are
I'm
never
just
going to
saying
be
though, like
NBA players.
I never in like I already like was so amazed by him as a prospect, and then he started like ISO cooking and like hitting pull up threes and destroying everybody. You know,
Yeah, I mean I get it. I get where the hype comes from. I want to see it in an NBA season,
he's I don't know.
in
I'm
a
so
full
biased.
season with real players and all that.
His athleticism and his frame are just so crazy to
Yeah, I
me.
mean I'm sure he's going to be tough, and I'm probably going to pay for not overreacting right now. But there are players that, they look pretty tough in
Oh,
summer league, and then
you
you
know who
never
else?
hear from them again.
Darren Peterson is gonna be a top two guard on the planet in 5 years. I'll
He
confidently say that also.
he plays with a smoothness that, like, he looks like Shea, just with like a better
Oh yeah,
jump
that's
shot.
literally like my first thought of Darren Peterson when I first watched him at Kansas. I was like, this is some kind of Shea mixed with Devin Booker archetype,
Dude, it's crazy.
and because like he's as shifty as SGA. Like he doesn't bend quite as much, but he's as shifty as SGA. He's as athletic. He's got like similar frames, and he is just an unreal shooter. Like he's unconscious from three.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited to see how this rookie class plays and
Utah's
like
going to
this
be so
upcoming
interesting
season.
next year.
Yeah, they are. This is gonna be a good team. And
Keontae and Darren.
did DeBonsta have a good summer league?
I'm not 100%.
I know there were talks about him being a generational foul baiter. So he was like flailing a lot when he got bumped.
He's also just so athletic. Like
Yeah, I mean this draft class is gonna be real
that dude
special.
runs like a gazelle on the open floor.
Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting to see like who comes out the gates like sprinting from this rookie class. And they're all put in pretty solid situations to succeed.
Have you seen Acuff has been like trash, like
He's the most
terrible,
Sacramento
terrible.
Kings player of all time. He's putting up
He's
volume
ready.
scoring on bum efficiency.
He's ready. Start him immediately. Start him game one.
Dude, I can tell you exactly how the A Cup career is going to go. He's going to be started day one. He's going to end up putting up pretty good stats in years 2 through 4, get a huge extension, and like just be an inefficient small guard. And
Do you think he
Sacramento might actually have like a 20 to 30 year stretch where they made the playoffs one time. I will not be shocked if that happens.
I mean, unless like unless their owner like sells the team or something. Let me get
I
some
mean,
fresh
hold
blood.
on, I'm pulling up the Kings page right now. 'Cause like that, this 2023 playoff appearance is really gonna carry them. Because
Before that, it was like oh 07.
2006,
Oh, six. Sheesh.
2006. So they might honestly go from like 2006 to like 2037 with one playoff appearance. I like it could happen. It could happen if they stay on this trajectory.
It's definitely possible. But what do you think
That's real
about this?
poverty
What do
right
you think
there.
about the Spurs getting Tobias? I was sad at first personally, but I've come to terms with it. I think it's good for him. It's fine for us that he's not coming back. Um, but I'm glad that he's going to be contending. I'm glad he's on a team that I like. Um, so really, I mean, those are really my thoughts on it.
He's gonna be great for
I hope he
them.
wins a
Like,
chip.
yeah, I think he's a great addition for the Spurs. I mean, they really it showed that they needed someone that can like slow them down um, when it's getting tough for them to go get a bucket. Because right now you can't give Wemby the ball and say go to work. That's just not his game right now. Clearly, Fox couldn't do it. He went, you know, he went a little on them. And then the rest of the team, it's like
Oh,
Vassell can snipe, but he's not like a put the ball on the floor kind of guy. Champagne is a spot up shooter, so you really need a guy that. Oh, Dylan Harper. Never mind. He can you can give him the ball and he'll go to work. But they needed someone else on that team that when it's crunch time, like someone that can slow the young guys down and be like, "Yo, chill. Like, I'll go get us a bucket," because he can do that shit.
yeah. And he just brings some like composure and leadership that they probably need on a young team.
Yeah.
Um, Next contract on the list is probably the last one worth noting. It's just the Celtics picking up Mitchell Robinson. I love that deal for the Celtics. I mean, I think that's great value for how good he is, assuming he's playing, of course. And I like that the Knicks aren't bringing him back. So the Celtics re-signed Nemias also. So that's a great two center tandem to have.
Yeah, I really like that move. He'll he'll fit in great with this Celtics team. I think they're an interesting team to look out for this upcoming season. Like they don't have like an overwhelming top end talent, but I guess like who does in the big 2026. Yeah, they're really deep next year. I'm excited to see. If I didn't hate the Celtics so much, like I'd be more excited about it.
So did you watch the World Cup final yesterday?
I did. I watched all 120 minutes of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was an exciting game.
it was
Argentina.
exciting, and then it was just the who is the Argentina defenseman who got that penalty and picked up the red card uh, like right at the end of regular time, and that really killed Argentina because at that point, like they had their backs up against the wall pretty much for a while with Spain because Spain is just so like they were so methodical with it,
Yeah.
and just him getting kicked out. Spain gets a quick goal, and then all of a sudden it's just like completely changed. Um, so I've read online from people who actually know soccer, and they're all blaming that guy. They say he's on Tottenham, apparently, or he's on Arsenal. He's on Arsenal, and
Oh.
apparently he's just like a stupid player. So maybe
Yeah,
he's
I
like
mean,
he's like the Lou Dort of soccer, maybe.
I don't know much about soccer. I was just watching that game just because it's the World Cup final. Everyone's watching that shit. And I don't know. I don't feel like I have a place to really talk about like this player played well, this player fucked up. Like I know the guy that got the red card, like he kind of sold for Argentina, but outside of that, I can't really say who was good, who was bad. I
Argentina's
know,
keeper had like 11 saves or
yeah,
something.
he was beasted
I
for
know
that
that.
game. I I know. I saw a lot of posts about like Lamine Yamal wins his first World Cup at 19, and like all the people that don't watch soccer are commenting like, "Oh, he didn't score a goal. He fucking sucks." Well, like I don't know. He looked fine. Like he was getting them opportunities. Like I know he didn't score, but
I
putting
think
pressure
one
on
of the
Argentina to open up a goal opportunity
I'm
is
pretty sure the guy who scored the only goal of the game for Spain like got subbed in like 5 minutes before too.
oh seriously.
So like yeah, I
Damn.
mean that's just how it goes in soccer. Like it's not always the star player that's gonna score.
No, yeah, and especially in games where you score like one or two goals, like
Yeah.
you can't expect like the star player to be doing the only scoring. Like that's just not how soccer works from like my
Yeah, I
one
don't know.
World Cup
Did
experience.
you see Trump go on stage to present the trophy? I'm glad he's doing that while we're bombing Iran again and gas is 4.30 earlier.
Yeah, it's sick as
I
fuck,
paid
bro.
$57 to fill up my tank earlier, bro.
Damn.
Someone's got
Yeah.
to do it, bro. Not gonna elaborate on that, but someone's got to do it.
I mean, someone could have done it. It was a great opportunity out in the open and whatnot.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but if I did,
We're just talking about it, you
yeah,
know.
I am. We're talking about what, like Fortnite,
Yeah, just
Battle
some shit
Bus?
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing that crazy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get into watching like a little bit of soccer. Uh, I might get an Apple TV subscription and watch MLS, and then when Premier League starts, I'll be watching that on Saturdays instead of college football.
Hmm.
I don't really fuck with college football anymore.
No, it's all the rich universities that are the best now. It's like
Yeah,
whoever has the most to spend in the portal wins. So
it just sucks. Like, as a fan of a smaller school, like if we have a good season, the best players transfer to better schools, and our coaching staff, gets a bag somewhere
well,
else.
you're a fan of Michigan, dude. You're a fan of the team with all the Israel dark money
Okay, I'm
going
not
to
like
its
a real
NIL
Michigan fan. Like,
fund,
the
bro.
school I go to, like, oh,
Okay, okay, Western,
something I
okay.
really care about. Uh, but yeah, like, I don't really care that much when Michigan wins. Like, I'll turn a game on, and like if they're playing Ohio State, it's like, oh, I'll watch that shit. I'll cheer for them. But I'm not really like moved a ton by a win or loss. I care a lot when like the school I go to. Like I care when they win or lose, but it doesn't really fucking matter because if they have a bowl appearance and do really well, well, there's gonna be no roster continuity. They're gone. So I'm not really. I don't fuck with college football. I like getting drunk at football games, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan of college football.
I get that. I get that. I mean, it's definitely like declined in quality since the NIL era started. I feel like, but
Yeah,
that's a
for sure.
discussion for a different time.
Yeah, we'll talk about
The
that.
last thing on the agenda for the pod is just why is Tom Brady doing this? Why is Tom Brady doing a fake beef with Logan Paul to promote a boxing match or a WWE fight or
Is that what it is?
whatever? It's one. I think it's a WWE thing, but whatever it is that they're fucking doing, man. Like Tom Brady, man, you're too famous, too rich for this shit, man. This guy Logan Paul is best known at this point for rug pulling his fans out of like $25 million. Like that's what he's most known for at this point.
Yeah, this is a terrible look for him. But for like Tom Brady haters, like this is best case scenario. He's
Yeah.
divorced and going out sad as a public figure.
This guy should be gearing up for a fucking presidential run right now. No, I'm just kidding. But this guy he should not be hanging out with fucking Logan Paul, man. Like I feel like we're not asked. I mean, we're not asking for anything here. The guy's free to live his life, but it's just so stupid. Like you're so well known. You don't need to hang out with this fucking. I'm not gonna call him an R word, but this fucking chotch dumbass who is for some reason famous. Whatever.
Yeah. I I don't know. I want to know who his PR manager is because this is a bad decision.
I don't know. I think he just wants. Maybe he's just a narc. He's a raging narc, and he just wants to be back in the spotlight that like so bad.
Bro, just
I'm
come out
like,
of
dude.
retirement.
I'm like, dude. You can't just wait till the football season. You'll be on Fox every weekend. Like,
He could come play, bro. The Dolphins need a quarterback.
shoot. I mean, he's probably better than Tua at this point. I mean, he could probably throw on pads right now and be better than Tua.
Yeah, 100%.
Who is the Dolphins quarterback even next year, right? Because like
Shit, I don't.
'cause
I
they
think
they
Tua got
benched
benched,
Tua.
maybe.
Like I know they have somebody else. I can't remember. They signed somebody.
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis, that's right.
Oh,
3 years, 67. I was gonna say that's big money, but that's actually pretty cheap for a starting quarterback.
jeez, that's wild. Wait. Is Tua not on the roster?
He might not. Maybe they cut him. Maybe they waived
What?
him.
Man, I am not up on my football knowledge. Oh, he's on the Falcons?
Oh, dude, I don't even remember that.
When did that
Yeah.
happen?
I don't know. I think they must have cut him, and
Whoa,
then he signed.
that's
Shit, it's
crazy.
gonna be him and Penis. It's gonna be Penis versus Tua.
That's crazy. Crazy quarterback battle. Dog, when did that happen? I feel like I should know about
I don't
that.
even know. I don't even know.
We got to get like if we're ever talking about football, we got to get like a football knower on the pod to talk about that.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I did a dynasty draft like a week ago with some friends from work. That shit works so much differently.
Hmm.
You gotta
Well,
draft young players.
I thought I should tell you, bro. I'm coming out of retirement on Clash of Clans, so
Oh, really?
I've been playing. Yeah,
Oh, join my
I-
clan.
I've been upgrading some stuff. I'm going to leave my current one for sure because everybody's inactive. So
Are you doing like the ranked battles and stuff?
I haven't even like been able to yet. I think like I started like a tournament or whatever, and that started sometime earlier.
Hold on, let
But
me pull up my
yeah,
calendar
like it.
now.
I don't like what they did to the league system. Why they like? I
Once you
like
get
that you
used to
can.
it, I
I
like
like
it.
that
I
you
I
can
like
just
it.
do attacks for loot like super fast now. But I don't like how they like changed all the leagues and stuff.
I kind of fuck with it. Like
Yeah,
at
maybe I'll
first,
fuck with it more when I play more.
yeah, I think once you play more, you'll fuck with it. Like when it first happened, I hated it. I loved the league system that I could like push to Legend League, even though I probably shouldn't be there, just by attacking a ton, spamming E-drags. But now, like, you actually have to be good at the game to push up to Legend.
Yeah.
I'm Dragon 28 right now.
Oh, okay. I think they put me in like Gollum or whatever, which I don't know what that is. Probably like whatever used to be Masters. But
Yeah, like I think it's based on your town hall, like where you start out. So I'm town hall 17. I started in P.E.K.K.A
yeah, there's
22.
so much new stuff though. Like they've genuinely added so much new stuff. Like the game is probably like more has more depth than it's ever had right now, just because of like all the heroes. Because I saw the new hero they added.
Yeah, the Dragon Duke.
There's new troops, there's a new spell, and there's also like all the hero equipment now. So like the game it really has changed so much, but like I think they just had to do that. I mean, when you have a game that's been out for as long as Clash of
Yeah,
Clans,
it's like
like and
14 or 15 years
it's a
old or
mobile
something.
game and like mobile games were so much different in 2012 or whatever. So, they had to make a ton of changes. And I'm glad that they went away from the model of just the upgrades getting longer and longer. So,
Yeah.
I
They're
honestly,
pivoting more to like competitive gameplay and like
mm,
you attack more and like they're leaning more towards esports instead of like a base defense game with like the long upgrades and stuff. Like
yeah.
I know when I first started playing the game, it was like farming is like the number one thing. Like resources are super scarce and it's hard to upgrade
It
shit.
used to be so hard to
Oh,
get
it
Dark
was it was
Elixir.
horrible. The Dark Elixir grind was so hard.
I remember maxing out Town Hall 8 back in like 2016. And that shit was like genuine torture. And now you could probably do that on a new account in like a week.
Yeah, it's way easier to farm now. Like between like resource potions, you can just straight up buy stuff with
Hell,
rank
bro.
battles
I
now.
remember 2019 when I farmed my Archer Queen to level 30 at Town Hall 9.
Hmm.
And like it was genuinely like I think my storage was like 200K and I was like had having to farm up to like 180 for every upgrade. And back
Yeah,
then you were only getting like 5 or 6K from like your average raid probably. So it
yeah.
used to be so much harder.
It was. I remember like when I first got the Barbarian King, like getting him to level 5 was just impossible, because you're getting like minimal dark from raids. I
That was
think
back
when
when you had to just drop lightning spells on people's storages.
yeah, when that was allowed, bro.
Yeah.
You've come so far.
But anyways, yeah, I got that gold pass because they were offering it to me for a discount. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And honestly, like I think I could probably be max 16 besides walls in like 2 months, if that, honestly.
Yeah, just go crazy on
So
it.
yeah.
And I think I was gonna upgrade to Town Hall 18, but they actually unweaponize the Town Hall at 18, and it makes attacks a lot harder because your troops don't target it anymore. So I
Oh,
gotta hold
okay.
off on that shit. But yeah, good pod.
It's
I'm
been
sure
a
our
good
pod
ride, yeah.
listeners aren't big Clash of Clans fans necessarily. I don't know. Drop a comment if you
We'll
love
talk more,
Clash of
yeah.
Clans, and we should pivot to Clash of Clans YouTube channel.
Yeah, we're gonna if you want us to just become a full Clash of Clans podcast, comment down below.
We could do it. We can make it happen. If the viewers want to see it, we'll do it. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll if something big happens, we'll make a pod. But we're in the dead part of the off season, so there's not a ton to talk about. So
I think Summer
unless we
League
do like the
concluded, right?
wheel, like they say to the league podcast, we won't have much.
Summer League concluded, right?
Yeah, it's done. The Warriors won the championship.
Yeah, yeah. I saw Yaxel like got the MVP and stuff. That's
Yeah.
cool. But anyways, it's been a good pod.
Yeah. We'll figure out another pod sometime.